Yo, we live.
Yo,
Welcome to
yo.
the welcome to the Underdawgs podcast. This is episode 3, season 2. You know what I mean? You got your host TLee. You got your host over there, man, Jack Khaldun, third eye slot, man. This is the most known unknown, man. Will realize.
Yes, sir. We in the building today, man. We got a lot to discuss with the people today, man. We got a lot to discuss. We got a special guest today, man. Our goddamn
Man,
boy. You know what I'm saying? Our designer, our boy
man,
Vonte. You know what I
man,
mean?
the machine, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, got the engine going, bro.
Yeah, man. We gonna bring him
Yeah,
in the next by 15, man. But before we bring him in, dog, we got a couple of little discussions we want to discuss with y'all, man. Me and my boy TLee was talking the other day, man, and just discussing this Kevin Samuel situation and the aftermath of his transition and everything. And we
right.
were just discussing, man, like it's two different types of women in the world. You know what I mean? And my boy T was like, "What you mean?" And I was just like, "Yo, think about it. You got domesticated women, then you have strays. What the hell
Exactly.
that means?
I mean,
Domesticated women are the women that's brought up to be wives, to be in a relationship, to know
right,
the value of a man. You know what I mean?
right.
And you know they know how to be wives. They carry themselves in that way. You know what I mean? Whether they
They
single,
respect
they gonna
themselves, you know what I mean?
yeah, they
Yeah.
gonna respect themselves. They gonna carry their way in a certain manner. Versus strays or women that grew up not knowing the value of men and not knowing how to be a wife, how to be in a relationship with a man. They just go with the motion of the world and just basically create their own rules as they go. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I was discussing with my boy. I was just like, yo, I would rather mess with a domesticated woman over a stray. He was like, why? Because strays, like I say, they create their own type of rules along the
Yeah.
way. Why you
It's
think it's
my
a
way or
lot
the
of
highway.
yeah, then why you think it's a lot of women out here keep uttering the words, men ain't shit, this, that, and the third, because they are out here picking, choosing the man that they feel like they want. And let's be honest,
That's from their
women's
the men in their fantasy, you know what I
right.
mean?
And let's
Yeah.
be honest, women suck at choosing men. A woman would choose the same man 5 times in a row and come out here saying man ain't shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They don't even highlight they choosing. They just use the last fair relationship and that just speaks for everything, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And don't get it twisted. I love women. Especially my species. I love my indigenous, aka, black women, man. They the best women in the world if you ask me. But it's a lot out here that's just misguided, you know what I mean? And I get it. A lot of women want to be in relationships and they sit back and wonder why they can't get a good man or find a good relationship. It's because, like I say, women suck at choosing the right man. Why? Because they don't
That's
know.
all of them, but yeah, a lot do. Yeah.
Yeah, and like in
A
general, you
trend.
know what I mean? Just generalizations, and
Yeah.
a lot don't know because they don't know what a man is. They don't even know the value of a man. Most women just think men are just here just to give them dick and just provide, give them money.
Yeah,
You know,
life is bigger than that, you know what I mean? Life is bigger, it's a spiritual thing, between man and women, but a lot of them are distracted by what society paints the picture as, and they get obsessed with that vision that they see that America paints and everything. Because every woman, like you said, if you in America, you leave America and go somewhere else, women have different looks and outtakes on, what I'm saying, stuff like that. Because you can go to Africa and the women know their position and what it is to a man. You know what I'm saying? You go to China, the women over there know how they're supposed to be towards their man. But you come to America, bro, it get crazy, bro.
mm-hmm.
But we speaking of specifically our species, you know what I'm saying? If a man get to having a conversation about women in Africa, how they do their man, and you say that to a women over here in America, bro, it's gonna get the conversation gonna get man. It ain't gonna be worth a conversation because they
It's
don't
gonna be heavy.
understand. Yeah,
It's gonna be a
no,
heavy conversation because like a lot of women will approach this conversation with like an attitude because, like I say, the narrative out there is just men versus women, and that's bullshit. That's a bullshit ass narrative. It's like
Yeah,
we both need each other. All this fighting shit
exactly,
ain't what it is because it's
exactly.
it's gonna really tarnish the next generation. I mean, look at what's going on out here in the world now.
Fuck nigga free.
Oh man,
Oh my god, younger generation already on. They already up through there, man. So,
man,
but
they
you know,
fucking
it's
the
just
game up.
yeah. And then everybody keeps speaking about these kids and these teenagers, but it's like, look at you got to see how what you applying to it for the situation to improve. You know what I mean? Are you sitting there, trying to help the ones around you become better instead of aid the situation? You know what I mean? Ain't no reason a 35-year-old auntie hanging with her 18-year-old niece probably be sitting up promoting the wrong things to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you the
Really.
problem.
Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. And like I said, man, we just really need to stop this narrative, man, and really flip it because at the end of the day, like I said, we both need each other, man. And,
Yeah,
a woman, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, a woman can't survive without a man. Y'all was actually built to goddamn be with a man. It's like think about this scenario, bro. You
yeah,
will never hear an
yeah. Not be
Asian
by
woman.
self.
You will never hear an Asian woman saying she independent. You will never hear a white woman say she independent. You would never hear a Chinese woman say she
Right,
independent. Never.
right.
And it's
And glorify that they're able to take care of themselves. You know what I'm
exactly
saying? Like they looking for a pat on the back. Like,
right. I'm gonna drop this one
yeah,
on you. It's no such thing as an independent woman. Why I say that? Because at the end of the day, let's just say you a woman, right? And you single, right? And you got kids. You working. uh you claim to be independent, but at the end of the day, you're not. Why is this? Because at the end of the day, you getting some form of government assistance, whether it's food stamps, Section 8, and
yeah,
guess who's
yeah,
paying for those necessities for you? Men. Who set it up for you? Men.
yeah, yeah,
We have to pay taxes. You will never be independent in that no manner. So for you to fix your mouth up to say you're independent is just a slap in the face to all men. Period.
yeah. If you're a part of this system, ain't no independent man. You know what I'm saying? She always gonna have a boss. You always gonna have some type of overhead until you entirely separate from the United States government. There's always some man in the play. You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly. Speaking of government,
yeah.
man. Speaking of
Oh
goddamn
man,
government,
that's
man. Let's go
twisted
and
now.
shift. Let's go and shift the topic, man. There's a
Right,
lot of
right.
shit going on with this Joe Biden shit in this administration. They doing a lot of fuckery.
Oh man.
They're doing a lot of fear mongering. They ramping up everything, man. For the ones that don't even know or acknowledge what's going on, because there's a lot of distractions going on.
Too many.
Joe Biden and his administration is literally out here trying to take our sovereignty and give it to the World Health Organization. What the hell did that
Yeah,
mean? Meaning that if any type of crisis that's going on in the world, health crisis wise, the WHO can basically lock everything down because it's
mm,
basically putting the power in their hands. Now, let's be honest, when this, what I'm saying, pandemic shit was popping off, the Who was just ODing, bro. And for a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about, it's like they OD with this whole pandemic, with this corona shit, with this vaccine shit. I don't give a fuck, but I ain't censoring shit. With all this type of things going on, if by them having the control, they can lock shit down whenever
pretty
they
much.
feel like it.
Martial law, just like that movie Contagion. Same,
Yes,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
just like it, bro. And that's what they're officially doing right now, man. They're taking our sovereignty away from us, and
Yeah,
we too distracted by a lot of stuff that's going on in the world right now. And I get it, especially when it comes to like, these mass shootings that they actually, you know, putting into play, and all
yeah,
these mass shootings that they put into play. They always ramp this stuff up around election time. Like I said, they out here just pushing fear to y'all, man. They really trying to, and why they push fear a lot? Because fear is their ultimate power. You know what I'm saying?
That's the
Fear.
suppression. Suppress somebody. Feel it. My boy done glitched out a little bit. Okay, there you go.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm in that bitch. But yeah, like that's their ultimate power on us, bro. They gotta push fear and confusion, because when they push fear and confusion, that lowers your vibration, and then that puts you in a fight or flight mode. When you in the fight or flight mode, it's hard for you to sit there and use, critical thinking. So if I'm afraid of something, I'm not going to sit back and say, hey, let me think about this. Hey, let me look into this. Hey, let me see. You know what I'm saying? You just too busy being scared and your vibration low, and you just gonna be susceptible to all the bullshit. It's gonna be so easy for me to get over.
What I don't get is the same as, like you say, you get it, because with that shooting at the school with the elementary kids, bro, we're gonna play the clip in a minute though, but like with that, for instance, man, like you mean to tell me, like, if my kid at the school, y'all, for one, we know how police do in our communities. We know how law enforcement do. Armed and dangerous or not, they gonna kick in the door. They gonna come through. They gonna bring the tank. They gonna do whatever. But a mass shooter is inside an elementary school. You mean to tell me these same responders just out there just hanging out in the back? You know what I'm saying? Probably could have played a whole game of Uno and everything, just out there hanging. You know what I'm saying? And they're not solving the problem. They're not rushing it. But when it comes to our people, bro, if it was a black shooter or Aboriginal, indigenous person in there, bro, they would have been them flaming them. They would have been them winning up with a torch. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense to me. They would have barbecued them out the gate. Our species get barbecued with no weapon on us. So you mean to tell me they just out there at an elementary school with kids? It don't sit right. And then, like you said with the clip, how does a 19-year-old purchase that amount of ammunition and guns, bro, at that age? Come on, man.
I smell government. I smell government up, man. It has to be, man, because like they say, it's like 235 mass shootings already this year. Come on, bro. It's happening. It's starting to happen every day, man. And you telling me in America, bro, all these mass shootings, bro, it's not one motherfucker there that got their gun license to regulate the situation. That just don't make no sense, bro. You know what I mean? Just make it make sense. And my whole thing is, we the only species that allow these fucks to come and kill our kids and don't do shit about it, but sit on the fucking news and cry and try to get people to sympathize with us. And it's like it continues to happen daily.
Like who gonna help us? Doesn't know who gonna. Jesse Jackson gonna get up there. They gonna march. They gonna. Bro, when Trayvon Martin happened, it ain't even one of ours, man. One of our people that did it, like one of theirs that did it, bro. These folks, it been the repeated cycle. Breonna Taylor, all the other George Floyd, everything after that, bro. Same march, same fist up, same. Like, come on, man. Like, then you mean to tell me is everybody gonna react when they start saying, all right, we finna start collecting all these guns now? What y'all gonna do? Hand them over? Cause they soft talking y'all or something? Like, come on.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, the whole talk of gun control is bullshit. It's bullshit. You not finna take my Second Amendment away. You're not finna take my guns. You can eat a bag of dicks. Because on everything, bro, I'm going to war by mine, bro. And the only way I see this is going to happen is if we rise up as a fucking nation and do something about it. Stop going to work. Stop paying taxes. Stop motherfucking playing by these fucking rules. Because the same people that set these rules, they don't even follow these rules.
Nah, they don't. They don't. The ones they got that bread, man. It's a different set of rules. It's a different set of rules when they got control than the money.
It's the same play. You know what I'm saying? One of ours get killed, then you got Ben Crump bitch ass getting on the case, and he just a sellout too. All these motherfucking puppets, these motherfuckers do this shit for publicity and for money. They don't give a fuck about your kids. I'm sorry, your children. They don't care about us, bro. And the only thing that's gonna have to happen, bro, we're gonna have to go to war. I'm not afraid of this shit, bro. A coward dies 1,000 deaths, but a soldier died one time. and you got me fucked up. I'm gonna fight for mine, and I'm gonna fight for my people, and I stand on my shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's really where you got to get at, and the part of the evolution of self is you have to periodically change because everything around us is changing. So you always got to be up on game. Folk be like, man, I ain't gonna never change. I'm gonna still be the same me. Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah, keep
Okay,
your goof
you
ass over there.
hey, you still stay the same over there, but while all this going on, like you say, we keeping game with the sovereignty, buying laptop, all this money getting funded to Russia, them folks still like, oh, I'm on the same thing. I'm still finna go. It's not going. You not educating yourself and growing yourself. You can't help your species. Like you say, you might as well just be a lost cause. But
It's a lost
you know,
cause.
with this reasoning, with our whole podcast, as I say, man, we here to enlighten and inform. So for the ones that don't know, now. You know what I'm saying? What's current and what's going on. But
Yeah, man. We got to stop the bullshit. At the end of the day, man, like my boy was saying, bro, we literally living in insanity. Meaning
yeah,
we expecting different outcomes, but we ain't motherfucking doing shit about it.
I ain't doing nothing. Hey,
Yeah,
man.
man.
You can, man, pull that clip up, man. Others, he's a member of the United States Army, and he was
Oh
breaking
yeah,
it down. Yeah,
I got
yeah, man. And then our last segment, man, we're gonna talk about this horrific incident, with the 10-year-old, specifically out of our city. Yeah, we gotta touch on that before we bring the guest in, man.
you. But that be right now. Can you see it?
I see you brought it up, but I didn't see you share it yet. Okay, there we go. Uh-oh. I don't hear it. I ain't gonna let you go through with it.
I mean, I hear it on my ends playing. You don't hear it?
No, I don't hear it at all. It ain't playing in
Damn.
the live. You probably can go on YouTube and find this same
Thousands
clip.
for magazine.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear it?
The
He has
video
1,600
buffering
rounds.
slow. Oh, there you go.
$60 round. Unless you're shooting 300 blackout, then it's even more expensive. So 5.56. He has 1,600 rounds. That's $1,600 on top of that. He had a handgun.
Come on.
They haven't said what kind of handgun he had, so I'm pretty sure he had ammo with that. Just in case, throw another $100 into that handgun. Anywhere
I want it to be great,
from I say 300 to 900. We'll say 600 just to be exact. Plate carrier with no plates, that's 200. That's adds up, plus with tax, over $9,000. How did a 18-year-old, no job, no credit, get all that?
How?
So the Texas had a Cyberdynamics M4. That's $1,200. He had a Daniel Defense M4. That was $2,700. He had magazines for every round they had. That was, what did you say? We figured out 1,000 for the magazine. 1,000 for magazines. He has 1,600 rounds. 5.56 $1 a round. Unless you're shooting 300 blackout, then it's even more expensive. So 5.56, he has 1,600 rounds. That's $1,600 on top of that. He had a handgun. They haven't said what kind of handgun he had, so I'm pretty sure he had ammo with that. Just in case, throw another $100 into that.
Sure.
Handgun. Anywhere from I say 300 to 900. We'll say 600, just to be exact. Plate carrier with no plates, that's 200. That adds up, plus with tax, over $9,000. How?
Oh man, I mean, how?
18-year-old, no job, no credit, get off.
Make it make sense,
Yeah,
way.
man. I mean, at 18, 19, bro, 10, almost 10 bands out the gate. You just get up and just want to go. You know what I'm saying? Go get some rifles and go get a gun. Then go shoot up a school, bro. Come on, bro.
Make it make sense, way. But like, bro, and a lot of people ain't putting two and two together, man. You know what I mean? And like I say, man, they get people, right? And they bring them into their organizations by the government, bro, and they just, give them ammunition, bro, and they just point them to the direction where they want to shoot shit up at. And unfortunately, it was a school, bro. It was an elementary school, bro. You know what I mean? And kids got involved, and when you add kids to the equation, it makes people, get all in their feelings about, hey, yeah, maybe we do need gun control. Maybe we do need to. And it's like, no, guns don't kill people. Stupid motherfuckers with guns do.
Exactly.
Period. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And people don't understand this shit. Once these folks,
you say you can't sit no loaded gun down on the floor and just leave it there and then go out by itself. How you
exactly.
say?
And people don't understand this shit, bro. If the government was to take everybody guns in the United States, bro, we would literally shift to a second, third world country. Why the hell is that? Because the government will be able to move in on us and do what the fuck they want to do because we don't have no weapons.
Pretty much.
We can't
no
protect
type
us.
of no defense, martial law.
Exactly. And that's the bullshit.
Yeah, also, man, if it allow you, man, go in and play the clip of the little the kid, by the way. That
Oh yeah.
that.
Oh, that's deep.
Man,
that's
that
deep.
like, cause it shows you the type of training, bro, at an early. But like you say, if you want to gain that type of control, bro, get the kid, get the adolescent, cause they can't think for themselves all the way.
Hold on, let me pull it up. I gotta find it on my
Yeah, man, we hope everybody out there. Yeah, I say we hope everybody out there, man, continue having a prosperous week. Everybody defeated everything they wanted to get done. All your goals getting accomplished every day. You know what I mean? Keep growing. Each week is an opportunity. Every second is an opportunity. So continue to make the best of every move we make. Be strategic.
Big facts. Be consistent of what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? People watching your moves, man.
Man, hey, you say consistent, bro. I'm ripping and running and, trying to still, make time for it. Like I say, my son's birthday passed last week. We had a little get together today for him at the pool and stuff, let him rock out. Yeah, timing, man. But you gotta get it done. You gotta get it done, man. So
how little man enjoy himself at the pool?
Man, how kids eat with the water, man. He's out there having
fun. They getting that water, boy. It's a wrap, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, at his age, he feel like he's Spider-Man, so I gotta make him feel like he's on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? I can't, bring reality to him so soon, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's phases of it, but
you got a spoon.
Believe it or not, as soon as he's starting that whole little school system and stuff, bro, he gonna get his own teachers at home. He ain't gonna only just learn about life from them that system. So
yeah, them folks don't really they don't really teach shit, bro. They just teach our kids to obey and how to, be controlled and how to be fucking workers.
Yeah, no entrepreneur at all.
Zero.
I like killing. I like killing because when I first watched my grown-up killing show, myself started to like killing, and then my brain started to like tell me what to do with killing it. So I like murders and I like killing in my life. I'm gonna kill everybody in the world except for my family because they just didn't do anything to me. I just like killing. So
just any type of person, it doesn't matter. What about me?
Yeah.
Even me?
No, not even my teachers either.
Okay, because I'm the first person that you told this. Am I? Yeah.
So I just like killing.
So what are you gonna be again when you grow up?
A murderer. Bye.
Bye.
Yo.
Hey man, you better stop playing with that boy. That boy for hey. That's the stuff they need to get tended to. They need to put him on heavy medication and how they try to do our kids for ADHD. They need to go on and put that boy on some heavy stuff, dog.
Well, little man go either grow up to be Michael Myers or fucking a police officer.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And think about this scenario, bro. If you think, just like that little kid said, he say, growing up watching TV, watching people getting killed on TV, made me realize I want to be a murderer when I grow up. If the TV can influence that kid, right, and all the kids across the nation, and even adults, just imagine what music is doing to your mind.
Oh man,
I put a post up the other day, bro, and I basically was saying that the type of music a person listens to shapes their subconscious.
Yeah,
it literally does.
That's why music the way it is now, man. You know, from the early age of the hip hop, when I was breaking it down, having a conversation, from the stage of what Tupac and everything his artistry was, you know, music at the beginning of hip hop, it was high vibrational, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got timeless music from back then that still get played today. Yeah, you do have where, you know, they were starting to do all that, you know what I'm saying, drug dealing. They was glorifying that, but for the most part, it was balanced to where that music, that high vibrational music, overpowered that type of music. You know what I mean? But now it went through a phase of, you know, having fun or whatever, the little snap music and all that. But then now it just went turmoil, bro. You know what I'm saying? Kill my own, you know, my own species. You know what I'm saying? Get on these drugs. You know, suicide, like crazy, bro. And that's influencing the younger mind. You know what I'm saying? You don't listen to a lot of music, and you don't listen to the majority of artists and always got something to break down to take from their artistry. You know what I'm saying? It just, I don't know, man. It's a different time, but you know, I do appreciate the ones that do still keep that conscious music out there. They might not get as much recognition, but you know what I'm saying? They well known. So.
I low key want to put this clip up real quick, dog. Now I'm talking about for you when you was recap to the folks, man. My boy was just in Jamaica. What was it, a week ago?
Yeah, hey man, hey. While we do that, man, let's go on and slide the guests in too. Before we dive into them, man, we gonna throw the clip up. You know what I'm saying? Our boy backstage right now, man. Really. We're gonna go on and do that before we dive in, man.
Yo. Niggas can hear me?
Yo, yeah, I hear you, man. What's happening, bro? What's going on, Vonte, man?
Hey, shit, cool, man. You know me, man. Trying to stay out the way. So, you know, I feel real enlightened by the conversations y'all having too, buddy. And I feel like we should have more of these because I had a meeting, not even necessarily was it a meeting? Yeah, I had a meeting every Wednesday. So just to elaborate what that is, you know, like two brothers as like ourselves had this kind of like verbal debate on Twitter about how the area wasn't necessarily a community, you know. It just felt like everybody was out for themselves, to where they got into a small altercation on Twitter today. Was like, all right, so what can we do about it? That was like the altercation. The altercation was like, what can we do about it? Now I feel like debates and arguments are cool, but it depends on like what the actual motive and real, like, hey mama, it's over there, baby. I took it off. It's over there. It's really with the like, because don't get me wrong, I feel like, man, we also deal with people's insecurities and pride issues. So not a lot of people can't necessarily hold a conversation or have a strong debate where it seems like an argument. So it went from that to them just setting up meetings every Wednesday, to putting people on, to like not necessarily like, you know, we telling people like, bro, we don't want shit for you. We just want to know what you can do for others, and like how can we help you with that shit. So it went from that to me actually getting a teaching job. You know, I told you about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, shit like this is healthy because I just got off a meeting the other day, and we were talking about, because you know it's time for votings and shit, and in the city and in DC, it's like a lot of people running for mayor right now.
Okay.
So it was a strong debate about who is the best candidate. You know, it's a guy named of the name of Trayon White, which is a young black man like ourselves that's running for that position or running for a different type of a different ward of the city. So the debate was about, you know, like, man, all right. So when I first got on the call, first thing I said, I was like, man, I'm gonna let y'all niggas know I don't vote. You know, I don't necessarily feel like that shit is for our people. I don't give a fuck how many times they tell us your vote matters. Like I've never necessarily seen no shit that really was like a transitional change. And like you know, I might get niggas might be angry about with me for this, but I'm gonna let you know now. I feel like Trump was a better president than Joe Biden. 100%, my nigga.
For the economy,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because for one, it wasn't just all about money with him. What he was trying to do was get America on the point where all Americans was wealthy. You feel me?
Yep.
He was trying to bring jobs back to America. Like we got stimulus checks, right? And you want to know what's so crazy? Stimulus checks are rare to us, right? You know, Australian people that are unemployed get get a check every month or week.
Stuff like that.
But they've been doing this for years, bro. For years. So it gets in a sense to where is that like, don't get me wrong, America is good, but it's not a country, it's a business. You know, it's a corporation that's ran like that
part.
shit.
That part.
Yeah, so it's like
a lot of people don't even know Trump was trying to close the borders, right? And he was closing the borders because think about it, everything that's made is made from China.
That part.
Everything that we do is made from another country, and it fucks up America.
But you see how the government flipped it, and they was like, all right, oh, now he's not letting illegals back into the country, or like people from overseas thinking like they really made this, you know, the guy, because in all reality, let me ask this question first. Do y'all know what America's commodity is?
Sure, the number one. You talking resources wise?
A resource, you know, like some places, some other countries have oil as their resources or commodity. Right. Some places have gold of their resources and commodity. Do y'all know?
What's a commodity here?
Yeah,
do y'all know what America's is?
I would say probably either our army could be our commodity, or I don't know, man.
Guns.
All right, I'm gonna tell y'all. Nah, fuck no. Because it's the only drugs that are probably grown here is probably marijuana. Come on, people get coke, opiates. That shit come from overseas, so that ain't shit. What America's commodity is film, my nigga. The only way people know anything about America and what the fuck goes on here about the world is film, bruh. It's film, TVs. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is. The only way the black image is so destroyed is because they had a hold of the media. They had a hold of the images. So when white people control televisions, what was they doing with black people? Black faces, monkeys, acting all weird and shit. To where is that like these are taught to those children that maybe grew up in the 50s and 40s. These are like those were the older people in the 70s. To where is that like you see the shift in how older generations or the older other culture generations react to our culture and shit. So is that like, bro? I know I just went on a rant, but I was about to say
we with that, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, do your thing, man.
I was gonna say, man, I just really fuck with what y'all got going on. We need more of this shit. You feel me? I'm trying to get to the point where like, you know, I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Besides this teaching job, I ain't worked in 5 years, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't have to get a job. And that's not necessarily saying that I was taken care of. It was a mindset, my nigga. It was the fact that I knew that, like, bruh, a job ain't gonna do shit, but take all the time away from me. For me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be treated like I don't want to be treated. You know, I'd rather do some shit for myself. So I committed myself to this art shit for real, for real. Like, you know, I grew up a foster child in a foster care system.
Hey,
So like,
we don't do it just like that. You feel
oh,
me? You know
all
what
right,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, real talk, man. Hey, cause we gotta touch all this, man. You know what I'm saying? But I
Hold
gotta
on,
bring you in the right way, man. For the
for
people that
sure,
don't know, man.
for sure,
This
for
is
sure.
episode 3, season 2, Brooklyn's own. You feel me? Maryland raised DMV, man. Vonte, we got the artist with us today, man. Hella
Appreciate y'all.
talented, man. You know what I'm saying? Original, man. Like, this is I got, man. You know what I mean? Been doing business with him, but aside the business, you know what I'm saying? You know, relationship built over time by just being
Shit, nigga,
solid
TLee done
individuals.
help me. Nigga, TLee done help me get me some shit. You feel me? Keep me on my feet.
Yo, but yeah, man, like I said, man, it's a real honor, you know what I'm saying, to like have a real two artists on our show, you know what I'm saying? So like I say, in 30 seconds, how you were just going, man. Like, what would you like to share with the people outside of you being an artist? Like, just share about yourself in general. You know what I mean? You kind of
I mean,
already done fed them, man, but just give them
nah.
inside of
You
your
good, you good.
personality, dog.
Nah, but I mean, besides art, I want to say first and foremost, like, bro, I'm a man first, and I feel like we should put that in our titles. You know, we should put that
Right.
in like our descriptions of like,
Yeah,
of what we are, and that goes back to like our communities. We don't necessarily have a community or a culture that we call our own. So I feel like every day is like a freestyle of what you are and who you are. So like, and deep down inside is the true essence. I'm an artist, overall, but I still do, like, I'm a writer as well. Um, I mean, I'm just like, if anything that contains the art and being creative, like, that's what I'm with. Like, I'm eventually about to. I just started looking up some sculpture classes because, like, I want to start creating like sculptures, like big ass stone
man.
pieces. You feel me?
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
dope.
real talk.
So
Man.
it's like slowly but surely, and it's like, man, the older I get, the younger I feel. You feel me? Because it's just like, man, uh, to be true, us as black people, we probably didn't really start our lives so we was until we was like 17, 18, 19, around that stage, as far as craft and finding out what we want to. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I ain't really started doing art until I was 19, like, took it serious. But prior
Right.
to that, it was just something that I always knew I could do. But in my environments and my communities, that wasn't like the things that was like popular. You feel me? It was either
Right.
sports,
Yeah.
basketball, football,
Right.
And if you ain't doing that, then like you doing something a little bit more either out there or government job. You feel me? And I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
at a time, like, a lot of our communities like really took pride in having a government job, which I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you get benefits and all of that shit, obviously. But I really I really appreciate people that really put it all and do it all for themselves. Whether it's a craft, whether it's a hobby, mama,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is. Because I mean, just to get to it. The reason why I do art and the reason why I choose to not just work at a 9 to 5 is because I feel like working at 9 to 5 is gonna take care of me and my family. You feel me? Like, I got generations that I want to take care of, and like a job ain't gonna do that shit.
Yeah. That real, man. So I say with you being born in New York, as we discussed, Brooklyn to be exact, like, to be raised in DMV too, like, what was the experience like coming up, man, for you? Like, you was
So
kind of heading into it, but we wanted to win you in the right way, you know what I mean?
nah, it's good. It's good. So
Mm-hmm.
I moved to Maryland in 2001.
Yeah.
And I moved a few months before 9/11. So I'm about to tell you some wild shit. I feel like 9/11 was my fault. I was like, God damn, I moved
Yeah.
from New York and this shit happened.
Right.
Yeah.
But mind you, I had just got out of foster care and group homes earlier that year, and earlier 2001, like maybe like April, May, I had just got out of group homes and foster homes. I got adopted with my family, which it was a family that I've known since I was a kid. You know, they wasn't blood relatives, but they were somebody that looked out for me. So they adopted me, and I think I was in New York around my old neighborhood in Queens for like a month and a half, and then we moved straight to Maryland. Now it was a big ass transition because coming from the city life to more like the countryside, like man, I wasn't used to so much grass and trees and so much open land and shit like that. So it was definitely different from me. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, the true essence of a child. And we see it a lot with young children nowadays. Like they only want what they see is fun, you know?
Yeah.
Not what they know for a fact will be great for them. So it's like, even though I didn't even want to necessarily be here when I first got here, nigga, I wanted to stay in New York, nigga. I wanted to hang around my old friends and like, you know, just be in the city. But once I got here, I can truly say I was finally able to be a child, you know, at the age of 10 and 11, I was finally able to be a child because I wasn't in the system no more. I ain't have to worry about switching from school to school. So when I moved to Maryland, I only went to one elementary school. I only went to one middle school. I only went to one high school. When I was in New York, by the time I got to third grade, I may have been to 24 different elementary schools.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, just can you go in the pool? It's not hot enough outside, baby.
So,
and I'm not going out with you. Give me a minute. Go ahead. Go play.
So who was like your influences coming up? Like who inspired your creativity and stuff? Like, who,
so
like,
if,
like
oh no, I was just about to answer the question, but my mother, my biological mother, was an artist. You know, she passed away July 28th, 2017, and yeah, you can go ahead and knock it down. Go ahead, you got it. Be careful, please. But yeah, before she passed away, I wasn't able to be raised with my mom, you know, due to foster care and group homes. And I think the age that I was staying with her, I can barely visually remember. But the things that I do remember from spending time with her, like she would always draw. So the first initial thought of me wanting to be an artist, remember the rectangle Polaroid pictures that we would all take a picture with the Kodak Jones?
Oh yeah.
So she would print that out. She would put the image up against the light, right, and turn it over to where it was on the white side. And she would sketch the transparent image on the white side and take the white sheet and put it side by side by another paper, and then draw the image bigger to where like I may have seen that when I was like 3 or 4, and like ever since then I was just like, yeah, I'm an artist. I'm an artist. So regardless, like from then on, the fact that I didn't do a lot of art, that was something I always told people. So, you know, in elementary school, they'll ask us like, hey, what you want to be when you grow up? I would always say like, yeah, I want to be an artist. You know, I want to draw. I want to paint. And for a long time, I want to say once I moved to Maryland, I kind of stopped, you know. I moved to a predominantly black area, which is Prince George's County, predominantly black. I moved into like the hood area, so like it's like, man, as kids, you kind of scared to be yourself because of your environment, because you want to fit in and shit like that. So like I really wanted to fit in, so I stopped doing art. Played football. I started boxing. Played basketball. I played every sport. I even played on the soccer team, bro. To the point is, I went through how I would say like I was a leader, but I was also like a follower in a sense of like inspiration and motivation and goals and shit, especially as a young youth, like in my teen years. Like I was a low-key follower, man. Like I wanted to be outside. I wanted to have the shoes everybody else had. What you want this?
Yeah. And, I mean, in a sense, we all were as kids.
Yeah,
kind
we
of
all
like,
did. All did that.
we had no sense
the
of
Reeboks, and so then
but see,
if I
then,
can't get it, it's just like,
but see, then that
goes.
goes.
Your identity.
That goes in a sense of like we in a sense probably grew out of that shit to where is that like, man, you see some grown ass men till this day. You know, don't get me wrong, Balenciaga down, Gucci down. I ain't even gonna hold you, my nigga. I go to the website and I look at these prices and I'd be like, bro, $790 for a pair of shoes, my nigga. I'm good off that, bro. But I also utilize the amount of money that's being spent, and I'm just like, bro, 700 will probably, that shit can do a lot. I could flip 700 and make more of that shit. And I ain't even talking about no street shit. I'm talking about in the sense of supplies, going to get some shit to make some more money. Shit, I take 700, buy a bunch of mini canvases and easels, and throw a paint party, my nigga. Make that 700 right back, bro.
I'm glad you said that, bro. Because real quick, bro, they say last year the black community spent $2 billion on buying fucking Jordans. We spent $600 million on buying fast food alone. Think about this, bro. If we take that money, well, we can build nations.
Yeah,
with two billion and 600 million.
Yeah, because even in a sense of like, here, mama, even in a sense of like land, you know, like all of that money. Like people talk about reparations and shit like that. First off, we can't get reparations because we don't have an identity, bro. We don't have no identity. We don't have a cultural identity. So people talk about reparations, man. We need to first figure out how do we utilize our money in the right communities to where is that like, I ain't even gonna hold you. That's why they put these malls. All right, I'm about to break this shit down because I was just having this conversation with my man the other day. Inner cities, right? Inner urban cities are the big cities, right? So LA, New York, Atlanta, Florida, let me not say Texas. So let's say you got LA, you got New York City, you got Miami, you got Washington D.C. And let's just picture those four, right? Those four, the areas are predominantly black. Washington D.C. alone, residents predominantly black, workers predominantly white.
Chocolate City.
Yeah. Then it gets to the point where like even so for example, I grew up in Prince George's County. And Prince George's County was known to be the wealthiest black county in America for I don't know how many years, right? You want to know when that shit went away? When they built the MGM down the street, bro. As soon as they built the MGM down the street, nigga, money started flooding in that shit. Everybody from here going to the casino, spending their bread. And like that, bro, they put it like, bro, Oxon Hill, Maryland, like, bro, I ain't even gonna hold you. Maryland is a cool spot. Prince George's County is a cool spot. But for a fucking casino, bro,
I know,
we
right?
need that shit, my nigga. It's a public school, high school that I went to school down the street that's fucked up, nigga. That I know for a fact that if the environment was in better conditions, the kids in the schools would have better mentality on what the fuck they wanted to do with themselves. So it's like, I mean, just to get back to like what inspires me, you know, my mom was a big inspiration. If anything, like being who I was, I think I had a real realization of like who I was at a young age, to where it was that like I knew I would go through some shit regardless. I knew here, baby. I knew pain would be consistent in my life. You know, the only way to get to the path for happiness is if you gotta experience pain. You gotta know what it's like to like be hurt and shit like that. To where is that like once I got older and I didn't really start taking arts. Like, don't get me wrong, I always knew I was an artist, but I ended up getting shot when I was 19. And mind you, I was good through the whole process, my nigga. You know, the feds try to make us out to be like suspects instead of the victims. And then it got to the point where like my stepmom come in crying. I had to call my biological mother. Mind you, I told you I was good, but the shit didn't hit me until I had to call my mother and just to tell her, like, you know, I started the conversation off like, you want to know what, Mom? I'm all right. You know, I'm about to tell you some shit, but I'm good. Like, I'm all right. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I just got shot, but like, I'm good. But it wasn't until later on that night, and I was sitting in the hospital bed by myself. I had to stay in there overnight. To where like I started to get this deep thought of like, God damn, bro, if I would have died, bro, what the fuck did I leave? Like, what was my purpose? What was my essence? How long would I be remembered? You feel me? And like that shit fucked me up. To where is that like, nigga, every day after that, my nigga, I made sure my life was fulfilled with a purpose. With a purpose, my days was fulfilled with a purpose. To it, like I would also, I'm not licensed, but I would consider myself a motivational speaker as well, because man, I know what it feels like to really be in dark days and have dark times.
Man, you don't need no license for that, bro. That's just like everything else. You gotta you gotta tell me I need a license to tell you about life, bro. That shit's crazy. It's a license to make money, but bro, organically, bro, I was like, bro, I don't need no license to enlighten people, bro. It's just life is a free thing that you can figure out, bro. It's giving your perspective.
Because that's one thing I understand. Like as I grew older and I started to become more knowledgeable, and I would feel like more, in my opinion, more intelligent with how I carry myself. It's like we still have that like doubt in the back of our mind, as if like, are people gonna accept this shit? Are they gonna be cool with this shit? And it's like, for one, my biggest fear is our people, bro, because I'm not convinced. I'm not here to convince no other cultures about our cultures. That's diabolical, nigga. That's like trying to explain to, the old saying that everybody says. That's like a bee trying to explain to a fly why honey is better than shit.
Exactly.
So me explaining to another culture why y'all should treat me good, why y'all should give me this. Like, how the fuck can they truly understand if they never lived the way we live? If they never experienced the shit that we experienced. My grandfather and my uncle, my great uncle, fought in Vietnam, right? But my grandfather worked in computers, so he wasn't really in the field. My uncle Freddie worked in the field. I mean, he was in the field in Vietnam, and like nigga probably caught a couple of bodies. But man, you meet this dude now, bro. Sweetest dude ever, bro. Sweetest dude ever, bro. The nigga's a master at making oatmeal cookies, but he has some issues. You can't get behind him. You can't randomly touch him without you announcing yourself. Certain shit like that. So it's like, man, we do so much shit for this country. Is that at the end of the day, we don't get the benefits from it. My grandfather passed away because he had so much fluid in his heart, and that shit came from being in Vietnam. And it was just like, or even in the sense of, 2017 was the worst year of my life, but it was the motivation I needed, because I was that January, I was in New Jersey taking care of my grandfather. Nobody else could do it. Mind you, this isn't my biological grandfather. This is my father that adopted me grandfather, but it was the only grandfather I knew. So I was the only one that literally didn't have a job, can literally take time off to do whatever the fuck I wanted to where is that like I was the only one able to go up there, spend time with him in New Jersey, stay there for like a month and a half and take care of him. But in the midst of me being up there, I get a call from my mom that my sister passed away. So I was able to go drive 30 minutes to Manhattan to go see my sister, be there for my mom. So where is that? That's when shit started to, Mama, you're making a lot of noise, baby. That's when shit started to be a little rocky. And my day started to move more fast than my mind was catching on to. Where like weeks would go by and I would realize like, fuck, I barely remember, 2017, I only remember moments, and those were the moments that like kind of were the most impactful. So my sister passed January 28th. April 1st, which is April Fool's, my grandfather passed away, the one I was taking care of. July 28th, my biological mother passed away. And then on August 11th, my best friend was shot and killed, here back home. And it's so crazy that I found that out right after my mother's funeral. Like literally right after my mother's funeral, we about to go across the street, get something to eat. And we waiting on the table. And then, we kind of sitting outside chilling. I just pick up my phone and start scrolling through Instagram. And I see pictures of my best friend everywhere, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I call a mutual friend of me and TLee's is Princess. And Princess was the one that told me, like they found Troy shot and killed. So like, man, that whole year was just like mentally kind of like fucked up for me to where is that like my dreams before of being an artist was really dedicated to my mother, Like I wasn't raised by her,
Right.
but I always envisioned her coming to a gallery, seeing my work, and then like having that feeling of like, you know, because she always felt like she failed. She always felt like she failed her kids, and she felt like she couldn't do enough. And I always wanted to show her that like once she seen my work, like man, you did all you can do. You know, it was just more of like an appreciation.
Right.
So,
So like,
go ahead.
nah, cause we talking about your childhood, and I'm interested. Like, can you even like recall like your first few pieces like you created? Cause like during the '90s, you know what I mean? In the era, I was one of those kids that was always trying to recreate, you know, Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if you're a fan of anime,
So
but that's what I was on.
That's dope. That's dope that you say that. I'm gonna start with a couple. I'm gonna start with the first time I actually consciously became aware of what the fuck I was doing with a pen and a piece of paper. I remember being a child and just scribbling uncontrollably.
Right.
But I remember it was a point where it was an arc like this, right? And then I just put a line through it, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's an A." You know, that was a realization to myself of what I was doing. But I also remember my third or fourth foster home. I was in the second grade, and I found this binder, bro. Binder was like full of white sheets. I had Pokemon cards at the time. You know, Pokemon was hot. So what I would do is I would have the slips where you put the cards in. But then I would also be a binder of slips.
Yeah, the binders and the limited for
but you could put whole images in them.
What?
I'm putting glasses on right now. You could put whole images in them. So I would have my Pokemon cards on one half of the binder, but then have all of the Pokemon I drew. And it's like that was always me. I learned how to be an artist by mimicking shit first, by seeing what I seen and like recreating that shit. Because it's like I told y'all, like I watched my mom do that shit. So it wasn't like I see a lot of artists these days, and it's like they're real good at abstract, crazy, kind of like Basquiat type of work. And I always tell people, I wasn't a big Basquiat fan of his work. I was a fan of him as an individual, as an artist, you know. And it's like because I know in a sense, because art can't be measured about like what's greater than what, you know. Art is its own thing. Art is about the individual that's able to tell that story. So my first couple pieces was that I could remember was that Pokemon binder. And then like I said, it wasn't consistent throughout my life growing up. It didn't become consistent until I became 19. But I do remember these pivotal points when I first got to middle school, and it was another binder, but this was one of the binders that you can put a sheet in front of it, like a book sheet to like a cover or something in front of it. So I would draw images and like put them in my binder slip, and like it'll be an image on front of my binder that probably will be there throughout the whole year. But I remember I also had this thing of this is how I became a perfectionist. I did not like pencils, bro. I had this real kind of cringy urge to where like the way a pencil sound hitting the paper or literally like scraping on the paper, it literally annoyed me, and it would like really set me to cringe. So what I then started doing is I started using ink pens, to where it's that you can't really fuck up on an ink pen. You got to keep going regardless of what you do. So I would do, you know, a lot of portraits with ink pens, a lot of drawing with ink pens. To where it's that once I started doing portraits with pencils, and people would watch me, I would barely erase, and people would ask me like, "Man, like, how long have you been doing this?" It's not in the sense of how long. It's like, how long did I perfect this perfection? You know, how long did I perfect the knowing that like if I make a mistake, the mistake is still an art. You know, it's still art at the same time. So where's that what was another one? So I want to say even before I turned, after I got shot, that's when I started actually keeping my work. I started going to the studio out of Virginia. It was a music studio, to where is that like it was a lot of older people there. It was a music studio slash they did clothes in there. This was back in 2013. They did music, they did clothes. It was a barbershop, and there was a tattoo shop upstairs. So this place was like a one, you know,
all in one.
all in one.
Yeah.
But it was nobody my age. Like I'm dealing with people that's 27 and up when I'm like 18 or 19 at the time. To where is that you know, regardless of where I go, it don't matter what type of environment it is, my nigga, I'm always quiet. I'm always being observant way more than I'm talking. So I get to the point where like I would be at the studio so much, I would be to myself. Shit, if niggas needed something, I go to the gas station real quick, go buy, you know, niggas what they needed. But on my free time, I'll sit there and doodle. The dude that owned the barbershop seen that one day, and he was just like, shit, nigga, you don't know how to draw. I was like, nigga, this some slight shit. I'm just sitting here fucking around. So he was like, shit. So he sat down with me. We had this little draw off. I did something slight, bro. And he was like, oh, no, you really can draw. He's like, man, ride with me real quick. So now I'm not really used to these environments and shit like that. So I'm like, man, fuck it. You know, I don't know what we about to do. He texted me to a motorcycle shop. Literally, this was like 10, 11 o'clock at night. We just randomly like, man, come with me. So I go with him. He took me to a motorcycle mechanic shop where he's actually working on a mural. He's like, man, I want you to help me finish this job. So we're like, nigga, that was my first kind of like,
you jumped in the game,
yeah, but business wise, you feel me?
Okay, yeah.
And then it was just like, I ended up going to school in New York, the Art Institute. Then I want to say like the inspiration that came from going to school there was, first off, it was out of state. Second of all, it was New York City for one. You know, it was the place I was born in. So it got to the point where like, nigga, I used to, before I moved to New York, I'm talking about, nigga, I was getting every pair of Jordans, getting every pair of Niijiis, nigga, G-Stars, like Ralph Lauren, like, nigga, I cared about my image. When I first moved to New York, I moved off some like, I really had to get away. I did some shit here that I needed to get away. So when I left, I ain't really packed clothes and none of that shit. I had a backpack with some t-shirts and the shoes that was on my feet. To where is that like for weeks I was in there trapping the same outfit. To where like my mentality changed to where like I was going thrift store shopping, my nigga, buying Converses and finding like little slight shit that kind of like just made me feel good.
Yeah. You creating your own image at that point.
Yeah, to where I ain't necessarily care about like fashion and all that shit. To where is that when I seen people so much invested in that, it makes me realize that like, man, you really hurt, bro. Like people would never come out and say that shit. They're like, man, like designer this, designer that, like you covering up something, you know, to show something else, to hide and suppress something else. You feel me?
Bro, I always been the type of person, even when it came to that, bro, I never liked to have the same thing somebody else had, bro. Yeah, exactly. I always wanted to be doing something different, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like me coming with my clothing brand, bro, that's me, like, all the way. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I ain't doing nothing to look like the next person. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sharing a piece of me with the people that want to rock my brand, you know? Yeah. But being that we on this trying to, you know, do black-owned businesses and everything like that, I entirely just want to separate from, you know, that type of movement, bro, where you start realizing a lot of people don't even own this. A lot of them folk don't even like our people. So it's like, why am I even participating in it?
Like, honestly, I seen that shit when I went to, you know, they got... So, I didn't know they had this in other places, but they got Burberry stores, they got Gucci stores, but it wasn't until like I went there for the first time myself. But you see how like these workers and these like how they treat you and how they look at you. Like sometimes, Brody, like I get so angry with that shit that I just be wanting to show how much money I got, just to let you know, like, bro, I can buy what the fuck I want to hear, bro. You gotta change your attitude, you know. But then it gets to a sense that where, like I said, bro, we can't convince them how to fucking think otherwise. I don't know why motherfuckers be wasting their breath. But
they mind made up already. You know what I mean? They just you know, whatever they got, perception they got from TV or the media and all that, it's just how they feel about it. You know?
Yep.
But see, that's what and that's why I said, man, America's a commodity is films. And the reason why I brought that up is because I'm about to get into filming. I am a writer, and I have been writing stories for years. I think I told you, TLee, about a cartoon I've been sitting on for years. So is that like, man? And I want to tell the essence of what the DMV truly is, bro. Because I feel like over the years, I ain't gonna lie to you, my nigga. Glizzies, the word glizzies, substitute from hot dogs. That shit came from here, bro.
Yeah.
That shit
I've
came from
heard
here.
that before. Yeah.
And then even in the sense of like, I hear not a lot of musicians like that literally have music that's inspired by our area, you know,
Right.
like go-go music.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's the type of music I was hearing, bro, when I was like, you know, off in that kind of area. But it was really, I wasn't in Maryland, but being that a lot of people from Maryland was going down to Virginia, it's like I ran into them type of people.
Yeah.
And that's the type of music that when I started hearing about that type of stuff. Like,
and mind you, it's not original as in like they don't create their own songs, but as in sounds and essence, like it's like its own rock and roll. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like how white people got rock and roll. Like we have go-go, but it got to the point where like a lot of people don't like to tell that story. Like one of the biggest rappers that come from here is, I mean, he's not necessarily from here. He's from a different part of Maryland. But like Wale, for example, you know, when Wale first got hot to us, he was rapping over go-go instrumental.
Go-go beat. Yeah.
That's what put him on. But it got to the point where like I'm real close with a lot of niggas, especially street niggas, and a lot of niggas that's like from this area that been around industry people. And it was a dude that I know real close with that he was in a studio session with Wale and Pharrell, right? Pharrell was coming to make Wale some beats. And when the first thing Pharrell came in, Pharrell puts on go-go for inspiration for Wale. Wale gets mad and it's like, bro, I don't want to be known for being the go-go artist. Bro, that shit hurt me, bro. I was just like, nah, what you mean, bro? Like, what?
That's the thing that fed you and put you on. Like, you gotta pay, huh? Like, that's crazy.
And that's why I really want to do film, is because like we don't have a true. Come on, Chuck Brown died, and it's like Chuck Brown was the godfather of go-go. Nobody still telling the story. You know? But mind you, Chuck Brown was like, I'm talking about worldwide. Who put it on worldwide was Chuck Brown. I'm watching Boomerang, not Boomerang. What's the junk? The Spike Lee junk? The college school days.
Oh yeah, school. Yeah.
They playing Chuck Brown, bro.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where it's like, man, like we need to be the innovators, the creators, the next generation that's gonna like. Because I told my brothers, man, I was like, because I called my brother one day. I was like, bro, we should have a writing session one day. I was like, today. He was like, bro, I ain't really feeling it. All of this shit. I had to call this nigga. I said, bro, when the fuck you think success won't come, my nigga? When you feeling great, bro?
I know,
such
right?
a good mood that shit is gonna be like, here, bro. You been patiently, you be all good, right here, bro.
Dog. You gotta do it.
Yeah, I was like, the most shit comes when you're uncomfortable. I was like, bro, we gotta
tell for real.
You ain't lying. That's facts, bro. But yo, like, so being you're a skilled and talented artist, you know, a lot of your pieces I see, like, you do from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you come up with your formula? You know what I'm saying? When you creating art, like, you know.
So I studied metaphysics, and I used to beat myself up a lot about being original, creating some shit nobody has never seen before. Right. But it's like, man, when I started learning metaphysics, I learned that regardless of whatever has been like whatever exists or whatever has been,
right,
or whatever will be has been. You know, it's nothing original in the world. Everything is a
creation. Exactly. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Ain't nothing new under the sun.
So it's like once I learned metaphysics, I realized that the true essence was like what my mind was set on, what my attention was on. So I'm gonna tell y'all a piece that I haven't even created yet, that I will create, but that will be a powerful piece. Because I'm
Underdawgs podcast exclusive, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So we all know the story of Medusa, you know, like there's some true stories about her. There's like some fabricated stories about her. But my painting and would depict. And I'm about to start doing oil paintings that kind of mix realism with comics. So I'm sure y'all seen these old fashioned classic oil paintings of like the old American wars, just that particular style, but just in comic book form. But I had this piece about Medusa and how her first love is this stone set up in like a garden or a grass, right? Her first love, right? And the reason why she always goes back to this because that was the first time that she felt true love and that she felt in a sense complete. But then she was also cursed that same day. But she didn't know that her curse would affect her true love. Like, it would affect her beauty and shit like that. So this piece is just a stone uh stone man, right, in a holding position. He's on his knees, but he's in a holding position as if he's holding somebody, right? So every time Medusa comes back and visits this stone, she lays perfectly where the guy is kind of like holding, So the painting is basically it's a snapshot of that, of like her like being held by this stone, but it's like the expression on the stone's face has never changed. Like she can still see love in the face. She can still see love in his eyes. And that was just more so me telling a different story about the stories that we heard. And that's my big inspiration on creating now. Because before it was just me beating myself up about just being different, But it's like, man, I had to also pay attention to what I truly like doing. I love doing portraits, man. I love the essence of doing portraits.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you about that too.
Yeah, like features and hold on, let me show y'all something.
I'm about to always be on some like, what's the longest time you spent working on a piece? You know what I mean?
2 years.
Like,
2 years. I was about to show y'all the piece that I spent 2 years doing. Right.
2 years.
Oh man.
Right. So the point is, I even had it at a show.
Yeah. Oh man. Hold on. I can't see the light. Okay, there you go. Oh man.
So mind you, this was like a year in, and I still ain't completed. But I wanted to have it at a show, right?
Yeah.
This is after 2 years.
Look at the details.
Oh man.
Well, I can see that in some art shows, bro. I ain't gonna even hold
you. Real deal.
It's like, yeah, that shit took me 2 years to create.
And
it was also I mean, the reason why I take time on so much work because I would go to these art galleries and see, they would have the index and the details of how and when this painting was created. There was one painting that was big as shit, bro. You know how long this don't took to get made?
What?
25 years, bro.
What?
God damn.
I said, man, I'm beating myself up on creating some shit in a week, bro.
And the bitch did it in 25 years.
25 years, bro. 25 years. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
Man.
25 years.
25 years. So I would say the most a painting took me was 2 years, and that was a painting for myself. She good. That was a painting for myself. And like, it's like you said, like that John did deserve to be in a gallery, but I sold it like a good friend of mine because I'm not in those circles, I'm not in those environments, so I wouldn't know a gallery that would accept my work without these type of. Because I've been to galleries before and I've tried to get an install on my work, but it's also it's always a runaround. They like, oh, you have to be an artist. Oh, you have to have these this much followers. Or you have to have had work for this amount of years. And I get to the point where, like, I remember taking my girlfriend a couple days after I asked. And I was like, yeah, just go randomly ask, do they accept artists? But they were just so freely and open with her that they was just like, yeah, just show us your work. And I was just like, but when I asked, bro, it was a whole runaround. So then that's what made me want to create the token artist, And what I mean by that is like, I got a friend in Australia. I was gonna have him represent my work, to be the face
Man,
of
you, hey, you gotta do that though. I like how you just did that. Sometimes you gotta use other folk or whatever because
I
of,
mean,
like you
people
say,
still
man,
do that. People do that shit till this day. You gotta think about like people who sell their homes. They'll have like
yeah,
a couple promote,
Yeah.
be the homeowners, and sell that shit for way more than what it's worth.
yeah,
What people don't know is like a lot of house value goes down due to it being owned by an African American family, bro.
yeah. That's crazy. I believe that though, man. So in the process, what do you enjoy the most when it comes to creating? Like you like the line work, the shading, or like what side of the process you enjoy the most?
I would say I I don't know. Look, I would never talk as if any of this shit is easy. I do it because it's
Right.
hard work. I do it because it's hard as work. But if I had to say, like, I would say shading, you know,
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Shading.
shading and depth, because it you can have a flat image and it just looks like this, and you add
Mm-hmm.
shade to it, and then you get like, you know, you see how
Yeah.
like the darkness in my hands from like a flat
Yeah.
image to, and I
Yeah.
just like the essence of that, to where it's that like I can always let's see if I can bring up another.
That's crazy you say that because old girl did the tattoos of the pieces you had them made for me. She was like, I like doing the shade more. She was like, with the portrait, she said, that's just straight line.
Yeah. All right. So for example, right, this is an old image of my characters from my cartoon.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all seen this one, but then y'all
Yep.
also seen the recreation too, which was, hold on, let me get to it.
That shit's so tough, bro, because it's like,
I got that shit on my Instagram.
shit. I like how you did with, with us, bro. Like just to see myself in the cartoon form. For y'all don't even know, the listeners watching. My boy don't made the damn logo for us, man. You know, you see the
Yeah.
logo right here, man.
Yeah, man. Man
And this was
played a very
it's
important
great.
part of our building team.
But as
Oh
you can
yeah,
see, like it's more
Oh,
depth.
yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, you're
more
right.
depth.
That shading.
That
Mm-hmm.
shading, what it is.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, and that's one of the things I like doing is I like taking old work and recreating it. You know, some work that I did 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I always thought was kind of like confuses with me with music, because people will put out a mixtape and then 5 years go by, right? Me, if I'm a musician or artist, I would
Right.
recreate some of my old work. Why not? You know,
Right.
try to do it better than what I did before. You know,
Right.
Makes
or
sense.
taking
Yeah.
or taking that same song and promoting a song from 5 years ago, and then promoting it today as if it's still hot.
Yeah.
Like, man, check
Yeah.
out my old shit. You know,
Real
Facts.
talk.
I feel
That
like
Fuck.
thing ain't over till everybody heard it, bro.
For
You know, ain't
real.
no
I had to
everybody
tell
heard it.
I had to tell my brother this the other day, because he wants to start streaming and gaming, but he took all his old videos down. I said, bro, why'd you do that? He said, man, I just wanted to, like, I wanted the shit to be sharp. Like, I wanted
Start fresh.
like people see me. I wanted people to see like I was already good. I'm like, bro, to
Yeah.
be honest with you, I watch gamers now. I feel like, man, I watch enough of their current content that sometimes I
Yeah.
want to take a step back and look at their old shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah,
Old
that's
shit
how it
they
be. If I
created.
catch up on the podcast, I want to go all the way back to the beginning and watch all the way up, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can see the process, the progress, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Matter of
All
fact,
that.
just to say that, if it wasn't for me having a sketchbook, I don't think I would have really became an artist, because having my first sketchbook, I was able to draw, and then a couple months
Right.
later, flip back at like my old drawings and see the progress from when I used to do portraits. I only used to do one eye, right? Because I
Yeah.
would never like add them up correctly and like want to be big, want to be small. It'd be
Yeah.
weird. To where is that, like, eventually I just started doing the eyes first. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna start with the eyes first, and then go
Yeah.
from there.
Build
And then,
around it.
like, once I did that, I started with the nose. And
Yeah.
these are all portraits. To where is that, like, once I did all of that, the final thing was the hair. I was just like, oh, I gotta get hair down packed, bro. Like I really gotta get it. I was like, once I get that shit, art is complete for real. So I got to the point where like I got hair down packed, and to where it's just like now as an artist, it's like creating that environment, creating that background, like making the image whole and not just. I mean, some images are sold with just like the face and a portrait, but like a lot of images that tell stories with the whole picture really sell.
Man, so like in your catalog, what would you consider your most prestigious piece, man? Like your top pieces in your catalog, you consider like one of your best pieces, like you really like. It can be from.
Nah, I'm about to say I'm gonna break it down from painting to graphic. I'm gonna just say those two, from painting to graphic, right?
Yeah.
From painting, the one I just showed y'all, the one that took 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show it to y'all again. I'm gonna show it again.
Yeah, let them people see, man. You know what I mean? We're now streaming on Signature Series Network TV.com, you know what I mean? Black Owned Network. Sponsored by BOA MEDCB on Instagram. Black Cryptocurrency. I had to throw that out there, man.
For real.
But yeah, I don't know why the fuck I can't find a piece. But yeah, it was that piece. So this is like probably my favorite out of all.
Yeah.
Tough, bro. That's man.
Oh man, that's a goddess on there too, man.
Even the reflection in the shades alone.
Yeah, that is hard.
So where is that? Graphic wise?
Yeah.
Y'all seen it. Because it's recent, you know? It's one of my recent ones. But graphic wise, it would have to be this Rick and Morty Cheech and Chong's matchup.
Oh yeah. Dope.
Come on, man.
Like graphic wise, because I smoke weed, but Cheech and Chong was like one of my favorite movies.
Right.
That particular part where like they first meet and they in the car, passing doobies back, like that's my like most iconic, funniest scene I've ever watched, bro. Because even when he pulled his little thing out, he said, "Man, what the hell is this?
What's that?" Right.
Yeah, right. And then it gets to the point where like, you know, Chong passes like this big ass boat, and like, bro, Cheech gets high and he doesn't even smoke it, bro. He gets high for the contact alone. Him just holding it in front of his face, and he's like, hey. He's like, I never smoked no shit like that before, man. So that's why I wanted to recreate that image, because Rick and Morty, I want to say, is one of my favorite, like all-time favorite cartoons to watch. Will be Rick and Morty. The essence of it, the true essence of it, like the stuff that they follow. Yeah, she got a whole bunch of her crayons and all of that is in it. But yeah, and it's like I took my favorite movie and my favorite TV show and I mashed them together. And mind you, this whole idea originally came from, I'm gonna show y'all in a second. But this whole idea originally came from, it was a weed vendor, a weed company. I was doing
I know it's a couple ones you done did graphics for too, man.
Yeah, but this was when this was the one I was first, because mind you, like I do work, but a lot of people don't know I do it.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't mind not being known for like some shit. As long as I know I did it, my nigga. I'm gonna even show y'all a couple mixtape covers I did. But I'm trying to see if they got the cloth on here. But I did a cloth. I did a cloth for them, and the cloth was Rick and Morty as Cheech and Chong. But it was the idea that I came up with. Yeah. So they used it. I think I did it twice, because the first time I did it, they used it at the vendor. They got robbed, and when they got robbed, the dudes that robbed them put all the weed in the middle of the tablecloth and took the whole tablecloth, nigga. It's like,
man.
so I had to recreate the whole tablecloth again. So is that once I did that, I was just like, man, like this is my piece. I need to do something with this shit. So where is that like, yeah, I got the iPad. Once I got the iPad, I was just kicking outward. Once I got the iPad, it was easier for me because a lot of the graphic and cartoon kind of ideas that I had, I wanted to put on the iPad because a paper would always get lost. You know, it's like I always, once I got down to the coloring part and the detailing part, I literally had to be a perfectionist. I couldn't fuck up, you know. On an iPad, like I can fuck up as much as I want to during the color part.
Right.
But yeah, that graphic one would have to be my favorite piece, and then that painting would have to be my favorite piece.
Yeah, I was just about to
right now.
I was just about to say, man, like, cause you was just talking about the clients, you know, like, what are some of the dope illustrations you work with? You know what I'm saying? You want to share with the viewers, you know, like, as far as with your clients, like, any unique pieces?
I mean, I want to say, and it's not just because I'm on a call with y'all, but I tell a lot of people about you individually because, like, you know, we never met each other. We've never been around each other physically, you know?
Right.
Whereas that, like, I feel like a lot of people should take in mind of like how we grew that relationship because a lot of people feel like they need to be around this person. They need to be in this area. Need to be in Cali. They need to be in New York. So it gets to the point where like I'm glad we do business together because it went from I think the first
it was Princess. Princess had done was like, oh, I got, you know what I'm saying? We're doing the flying saucer thing, and
but I don't think she truly knew how much I could do at that point either.
Oh yeah,
because I think I was just starting out then myself. So like, cause
right.
even I used to do a lot of shit on Photoshop back then. You know, most of that shit was Photoshop.
Oh,
so it got to the point where
hard.
like, yeah, this is another cool piece of mine too. This is a recreation from like one of my favorite comic novels.
Yeah.
Damn, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I want to say like majority of the pieces that we worked on together, bro, that we push. I want to say my favorite jump is the jump with you sitting on the couch.
Oh yeah, you should have put me on there, dude.
I'm about to say, bro, pull that jump up real quick.
Yeah, you should have put me on there. I don't know, bro. It's like an artist working with another artist, bro. I'm a visual. I think I see things, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's just being a rapper or something or whatever, but I can't draw this. I can't draw, bro. Bro, visually, I can see so many different things, bro, and stuff in my head, bro. It go down the lid.
So I'm about to say, hey, pull this down up real quick.
I got you. Hold on, my man. Computer's tripping. I got you.
I forgot how I even thought of it, bro. To be honest.
I think you already had. Remember, you already had that image and the couch.
Oh yeah. I took that. I took it in the little Atlanta museum.
Let me break down this piece though, because this piece is a lot different from any other piece that I actually colored. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, it's only 3 colors on here. So as you got that brown, right? You got that brown, which is like your skin tone. That darker shade is actually purple, but it's a blend in purple to where it kind of blends in with the skin complexion. It could like really look like shade, right? And then the darker versions are just a darker brown. But it's like with this John, I ain't had to do that much, bro. It's like, yeah, bro. It's like, man, it's like how you said, like you feel like you ain't an artist, so it's kind of like hard for you. It's fucking difficult for me because 1,000,001 thoughts be going through my brain at one time. So that's why a lot of clients that I choose to deal with, like I'll tell them like, hey, like that's why like me and you are so comfortable to where like nigga, I don't even gotta ask you. I don't have to ask you anymore to send me full details of what you want, bro. That's one of the things I love. Where you'll text me back and you be like, hey, bro, you got that? You got that? So where's that? A lot of times I just be taking it in like, all right, bet I got that. I'm gonna have that shit on the back burner.
Yeah, I just be saying what I see, bro. I vision that shit all the way out. I try to be as detailed too, so it'd be like, all right, bro, I got enough information. I like information regardless. I like people to be detailed with me, so you gotta be like this.
So a lot of clients I'll ask, so like, man, just draw it for me. Let me see exactly what you mean, right?
Right.
Because majority of the final product is mostly me. The majority of the final product is mostly me. What's this genre? Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
This was another
man.
one too.
Tough.
Yo, so like we gotta say this though, man, because my boy, the return, the like your turnaround, bro, it's like, man, like like it don't be taking you that long, bro, and that's the crazy thing about it.
But I was about to say it don't, like, if I got days to work, it won't take me long. But right. We got personal lives and personal shit that go on.
Part.
Yeah, like sometimes that shit gets in the middle of it. But bro, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, anytime I feel like deep down inside, like, bro gonna get this shit done regardless. Like, bro gonna get this shit done.
Nah, I know. Yeah, that already be a fact. It's just your level of artistry, bro. It's like you can tell like you've been doing it for a while. That's just like when it comes to us doing music, bro. It don't take us that long to do no song, bro.
Like, bro, I ain't gonna even hold you. Just looking at this portrait, it makes me want you to create this cartoon so I can watch it.
Nah, hey, you want to know what's so crazy? So the character with the dreads, mind you, I created him before I even started to look like this, my nigga.
Right.
Yeah.
Be like, man, but everybody be like, man, that's you. I'm like,
right.
That isn't me, but all of these characters are essence of me, you know.
Yeah.
Like the tall one with the dreads, like he's the artistic one, like he's like,
he look like he a rebel, like I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do.
Yeah. So the one with the bucket hat on, that's Goof. Goof is like the tech. He's a smart ass, like he does inventions and shit. Right?
Yeah.
And then you got Charlie, who's the female. She's bisexual. She's just more of like the like, she's like the female, how females are nowadays. Like, they'll fight and knock a nigga out. It's like she's one of those, but she also like. She also is, and that I wanted to tell through the cartoon, like, I wanted to also touch the bases on these emotional sides of these people. It's like you see these characters, but you never see why they act the way they do. And it's like with Charlie, it's like you'll see why she acts the way she do. The show was really truly revolved around her, but how it starts off is with the two males, But like now, I feel like what inspires me to keep going is like when niggas see this shit and they like, nah, I want to see this shit in motion, like.
Right.
But then thing about it is it'll be a black show, and not just like black as in saying like, oh, all black characters.
It's only for
lifestyle, situation, like even in the sense of like, oh, go to this piece right here, the one of the other ones that y'all use. Nah, not that John right there.
This one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So could y'all tell what this piece is just by looking at it?
Man,
let me
talking about like what he going through in the picture type wise.
Yeah, so the picture is
basically, is it a fight against self or something like that?
Yeah,
it got to be. Yeah.
So how I pictured it, I mean, the caption goes along with it. So sometimes you have to stop checking for monsters under the bed, especially when you realize that in your head.
Within.
Whenever the beast is awake and comes out to play, you better believe everything will not be okay.
Right.
So like even with that, it's like I've always had like two different personas in me. When I would always rock a haircut, I always had like this dread person in my head. So like even when I got dreads now, I got this head, person with a haircut in my head. And like two of them have these two different kind of ways of living. Like the one with the haircut is just more vicious and like excited about life and way more thorough. But the one with hair is more conservative, but he can still be a loose cannon at times. And like it's not in a sense that he can't fight. he just loves getting beat up. Like he loves the pain. Like he loves to feel it. So that's why you can tell. Like I would rather beat myself up than like I know where the true beast comes from. That's what this picture told me.
That's man hard, bro.
Man,
Nah, I really dig this one right here, though. I ain't gonna even hold you because I was gonna actually hit you up about
my
this
static
piece
shot
right here. I want you to create me a static shot, but with my wick
sure.
guy, with my wick guy brand like that. That shit is dope, bro. Like, because Static Shock was like one of my favorite, you know, superheroes. So.
Yeah, and it was one of the. Damn, it's so crazy that you say that, bro. Because I literally want to be a director to create this movie, bro. Because I feel like nobody else. Because even when that shit used to come on WB, Saturday mornings, you feel me? You know, when that used to happen, I used to love this show, bro. It was the true essence of it, bro. And it's like I always wanted to see a recreation of this. And like even if you look at this image alone, like it's me, but it's his essence, you know, like I got the Vans on, I got the black, I got the black pants, but it's like I switch it up with the yellow hoodie and like the blue track jacket over the hoodie to just give it more life. And then he got the shades on, and instead of like one type of the spear that he uses to fly around with, it's two of them. And he uses it like a skateboard or some shit. Nah, but I could definitely do that for you, cousin. I could definitely do that for you. But nah, this is definitely like, even if you zoom in and see how like I use, and this technique I learned literally that day was because if you see like the legs and the back and shit, you see how like the light kind of like hits off of the body and the face. Like, I literally learned that shit that day.
Nice stuff.
That's dope, man. So like, man, you know, like, you know, just for inspiration, man, inspiration for, you know, future artists, like, you know, what advice would you like to give to them, you know, for the youth, you know, they're soon to tune in to this episode, and, you know, what can you give them to inspire them to, you know, continue to create, not give up, you know, despite whatever roadblocks they may face, you know, just always keep creating. Because it seems like, you know, being an artist, that's a lot of you. Like, that's a lot of your expression, you know, your identity.
I think the one true thing that I would say, and I mean, this will work for artists, but I feel like it'll work for anybody if I'm being honest with you, is keep that child locked inside you. You feel me? Yeah. That person you was as a child, like keep that locked inside you, because once you mentally let that go and you feel and you mentally say like, I'm an adult now and I have to do adult things, and it's like you change your mentality to where it's that like the creativeness in you is that child in you, that inner child, you know.
Right.
In you is that inner child to want to do something new, to want to, you know, even to be reckless, you know, like people like we discipline kids for taking risks because you know we call it getting in trouble or being bad, but when you're taking a risk as an adult, like you don't get no disciplinary, you know, like life is your lessons, like whatever whatever opportunities or whatever shit that comes back to you. But you know, my true advice would just keep that inner child in you, because you know the world can definitely beat us up to the point, because it's never gonna be a perfect day. And if you truly want to be an artist, what makes artists is pain. You know, I would say like that's the only thing that pushed me to be an artist, is that I kept going through shit. Shit kept happening, and then it's like you also find the true meanings of like what it is to be you. You know, like I understand that my mother didn't know I was gonna be an artist, but it was like once I picked that up, like this was for her. Like, you know, you brought me to this world, you created me, so it's like it's up to me to like, you know, share this with you. It's like even though she ain't, you know, truly here anymore, it's like, man, that still don't stop, you know.
For real.
Like, I'm still her child. I'm still her bloodline. As long as my daughter gets to experience that, like my nieces and nephews get to experience that. Exactly. But Yeah, man. I would just say, man, keep that child in you, that inner child, because the inner child is the one that like keeps you looking forward to the future, keeps you looking forward to things, keeps you motivated, keeps you pushing. It really keeps us finding out new stuff ourselves. You know, the only reason I ever wanted to be an artist was because, um, I mean, we all were children at one point, but like just being a child artist just felt good. You know, nobody told me what the fuck to draw. Don't get me wrong. I got expelled from one of my schools in New York for drawing Johnny Bravo with his shirt off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
Why?
expelled. They thought I was drawing titties, and it's so
Wow.
crazy because I remember this day, but I also remember being a child and try to explain to them like, nah, it's Johnny Bravo with his shirt off, and they like,
Yeah.
but you know, and I was just like, you know, I remember my sixth grade teacher, Mr. Dudley. I used to doodle in class. You know, before and after I did my work, but my work would get done. But he would take that shit to my father, and then like my father would discipline me. But it's like that shit ain't stop me, bro. So it was just like, man, you want to be an artist, and if you want, like, it really starts with you. Like that shit is not up to you.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a lot of people trying to discourage your lane when they don't understand it.
And I'm gonna just say one more thing because you know I feel like us as people, we should be big on energy. And one of the
Yeah,
things that I truly feel like is a fact that if you don't use your talent or your purpose, your body starts to break down. You know,
That's a big fact, bro.
your body starts to break down. And how I truly know that is because I know how much is inside of me, bro. And I know how it feels when I don't let this shit out, bro.
Yeah, man.
yeah, yeah,
I
man. So
don't really like fear shit in the world, bro. But if I had to, bro, the ability not to create anymore is a fear of mine.
Fuck yeah, bro.
yeah,
That's
You
a
know,
big fear. Like
right?
not and not even in the sense of creating, but expression because expression
yeah,
is a
Yeah,
form of creating. So like
yeah.
exactly,
I can
You can't
create,
hold
but
that
I
in.
can't even express myself. Like
You
some
can't
man.
hold
people
it
already
in,
know,
bro.
you know, and that's what I'm
That's
saying.
like
Like
that's like swallowing a whole grenade, bro, and just not letting the thing off to let it go. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
It's just, yeah, self destruction.
yeah,
But
and that
man,
was
like man, all I
good.
say, man, man, let the people know what you're currently working on and what we can expect to look for from you, and how they can get in contact, man, and inquire about your services and everything.
All right, well, I mean, I'm DMV based out of the DMV, but I do work across the United States. I got I've got a lot. I work with a lot of weed vendors in Sacramento and San Francisco and Oakland, California. So I mean, it's summertime, so they're doing a lot of events. So a lot of my
Yeah,
bags would be like being shown. A lot of bags that I created, a lot of merch that I created will be shown this summer, as well as on the DC side because you know weed is legal over here. Man, you got
yeah,
Urban Legends, you got Green Sundays, and like these are like my partners that I grew up with that like really got like you know got their own strands, got their own weed distribution centers, and all legal. So it's like man, I'm really taking care of that this summer, as well as you know working on myself doing these paintings. I'm teaching myself how to do oil painting, how to master oil painting, so I can really move over into that. Like I said earlier, I'm about to start taking sculpture classes as soon as I find me a great one, because I want to start making these
oh
sculptures.
man,
But you know, films too, and like uh, honestly, bro, I don't know what else, but it's always gonna be something, bro. It's always gonna be something.
that part.
No,
Always heavy
that's what's
motion.
concrete right now for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Like I say, y'all can reach his Instagram is right there on the screen. So everybody watching, go ahead
For
and
sure.
shoot him
yeah,
a DM. Whatever art pieces you want to get done, whatever you got, you
Whatever,
need created.
whatever.
Fast turnaround, solid individual all the way around. He gonna get it done for you, and it's gonna be professional. You know what I mean? It's gonna be another
professional.
masterpiece.
Yeah.
Man, Sly, before we ask the last question, man, going to run that, man, just came back from Jamaica, man, and guy walked up on me, he was like, man, you look like somebody that do something, you look like you might be an artist. Hey, man, let me just, on the spot, off the head, just freestyle, you know. I was feeling that energy. He actually told me to throw him some bars first. So I said, okay. Yeah, man, but nah, man, hey, Jamaica is a vibe, man. That's all I gotta say, man. No fuck over there. Old vibe.
A lot of people been telling me y'all should go.
Yeah, man, make you feel like you welcome. You supposed to be there. You know what I mean? It take the stress out with America.
Back on. And Daddy told you about. My bad.
I gotta find
it. Wait, Mama. Don't wash your hands by yourself. Wait, come here. You can keep playing with the markers. You don't have to wash your hands yet. Just put the.
Yeah, why are you finding that video right now, man? I might as well go and run the video because we ain't even get a chance to run it since we dropped it, man. So.
Oh yeah, run that.
Yeah, you gotta run that organic music video. You know what I mean? Filmed by TLee. Did. Hold on, let me see. Run that big fight. Hold on, bro. Hey, you hear it? Anybody hear it?
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, we hear it. It's gonna be a little choppy because you're playing it on the third party.
It's on the app. Organic music video filmed by TLee, filmed in Atlanta. The LLC with guys. You know what I mean?
Gold mouth, rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up her mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granite. Lean color perk, you would think it's pomegranate. I see flying saucers finna roll another planet. It will fall in place if it's meant to be organic. I got crazy lingo, you would think I'm speaking Spanish. Or something like a pie, never leave without the can. I got sauce, check, having drip, check. They know I'm in my bag, Cartier's men in black. I'm going for the sack, I got one sack maneuvers. I'm all about the league, so I'll buy it off the boosters. It's the pink style phone cut like I'm Future. Have a nigga cutting up, footage full of bloopers. Most of these niggas ain't no hustlers, they some users. We be really living like a movie, no commercials.
I swear, bro. Shit, pulling up in a BMW, black man with shit. Wishbone gonna get paid today, Playboy.
That was good.
I'm about to give you one of your suits too.
Just having motion right now. Oh yeah, man. You know, I get it. Organic, man.
What's up, Playboy? No, I still want to Playboy. Look at, I'm just trying to make $1.15 here. I gotta pay child support, mortgage, and rent, Playboy.
Check you out.
Check me out, Playboy. I'm on $5 for this, yo. You don't like that, Playboy?
Wait. Bro, this shit look familiar. AT, bro, look at this shit, bro. This shit like yours, bro.
Oh, no, that's
I know you lying, bro.
Check him out, bro.
Hey, Wishbone, let me check out.
You want to check him out, Playboy? I got nothing game twisted. I'm twisting back to y'all, baby. What's that, Playboy? Check me out, yo. I want $5. That's all I want right now, $5.
Bro, you just gonna take my whole way like that, man? You couldn't turn Nike to Psyche, Gucci to Poochie, bro. You just had to take my whole way.
You know, I'm a hustler, man. I sell salt to a slave, fire to hell, heat to a sun, bullet to a gun, Playboy.
Yeah. Bro, every time I see you, bro, you always got something going on, bro. 1 week you selling baby formula, food stamps. Bro, I just seen you a couple hours ago outside my lady's shop, bro. Like he drove out baby boy selling dresses.
I might be, boy.
Hey, man, slide, man. Go and take care of Wishbone.
Appreciate it, black man.
Alright, man.
Appreciate it, brother. Keep it organic, my brother.
Hey, Wishbone, bro. I want to see my merch off the street, homie.
I know a few Wishbone out here.
Stay hustling, boy.
Gold mouth, rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up her mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granite. Lean color perk, you would think it's pomegranate. I see flying saucers finna roll another planet. It will fall in place if it's meant to be organic. I got crazy lingo, you would think I'm speaking Spanish. Or something like a pie,
Hey, you keep the logos in that bitch.
check. I got stones around my neck. If you pay attention, I teach her how to earn respect. I walk around with a tag like a mad at the rail. People do any damn thing for a check. So what if you got signed labels, throw them on the shelf? I don't ask for help, I just go within myself. Hard times I prevail, I bust up out my shell. I let my nuts hang, cause it don't got no curfew. Gold mouth rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up her mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granted. Lean color perk, you would think it's pomegranate. I see flying saucers finna roll another planet. It will fall in place if it's meant to be organic. I got crazy lingo, you would think I'm speaking Spanish. I'm something like a pie, never leave without the cannon.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck?
Hey, man, y'all need to do more of these skits, man.
Hey man, bro, it was just like a spur of the moment, bro. But we were really trying to bring back like how, oh man, I got sweetie. Yo.
Yeah, I'm here still.
Yeah. Then I got sweetie.
You got footy. I'll be back in a second. But yeah, bro, that. But every time I watch the video, bro, it just feel like I ain't never seen it before. It just made me laugh all over.
Right. Oh, there you go. Right there.
What happened?
Yeah. Nah, I was saying, man, we was trying to bring back like how Rap City used to be in all them videos back in the day, bro. It used to be like you watching the video for the song, but then you watching it for the video at the same time, cause it used to have like so much other stuff going on, then the song would come back.
Yeah, man. I really love that shit, man. I really love that shit. I had my the other day.
Hey, it'll make a person too, bro. If they didn't peep game, bro. Like it's different, like little scavenger hunt gems and bro. Like when I was sitting there with the phone, the logo was right up. But if you ain't peep game, it's like it was a quick little snap, or you'll see the logo was hand up. Yeah.
I was about to say I be doing that shit a lot. Like I'll stop and pause and just look at everything around and shit.
Right. Real. Yeah, man. Oh, share the screen.
For some strange reason, it's not letting me pull it. Like when I save it, it's not letting me play it. So I gotta play it for my email. Weird shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man, it was live on the L Raw Talent, Montego Bay. You know what I mean?
Hey, I want to promote something real quick, man. I feel like all black men should watch.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is just a piggyback off of what our conversation was earlier.
Right.
How all of us, we probably end up getting killed or something, but then our people will fucking just protest and cry. But it's this movie called American Skin. You ever seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. Wait, no, yeah. With when the old boy got pulled over and
they killed his son.
Man, bro, at the end, I didn't like that aftermath at the end, though, bro.
I did.
Bro, but see, look, I think they purposely do it like that, though, bro. It's like,
but see, that's exactly how it would have been like.
If
it was real. Like they just went according to how it would have
been. They telling how it would have,
mm-hmm. Even in the sense of like, come on, these white people can shoot up a shit, man. They get brought out in like vests, bulletproof shit like
take care to go get some Burger King and everything.
So it's like, man, he held his own court, and it was just like it was the true essence about what that movie was. You feel me? Because it's like, man, because the more we let this shit slide, the more we gonna get put into a box of motherfuckers that don't do shit when shit happens. You feel me? And now these other generations that's gonna grow up, they're gonna carry that same mentality that we're not gonna do shit regardless of what happens. Motherfuckers either know that eventually right, nigga, we gonna kick doors. I don't mean to be waving this shit. She gave it to me.
Everybody, you can't keep Dr. King and everything, bro. Cause what? Dr. King, then he got killed. You know what I mean? They, you know. Yeah, we gonna tell you to honor him because he wasn't no violent Negro.
Type stuff.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Hey, as always,
ready for me?
You know, yeah.
All right, let's do something. Let's find a bigger picture.
Oh, okay. They're playing a little bit.
Days ancestors never get paid. Every time I remember, I felt your pain that I felt.
Yeah, that's the Underdog podcast exclusive of Montego Bay.
That's right. We say, remember the times when it were broke days, ancestors were slaves, they never get paid. Every time I remember, I felt your pain that I felt, it drive me insane, that hurt my heart, every part of my vein. This load that I'm carrying, it is unexplained. Carry this load, you're gonna need a crane. Can't win the game if you ain't in the game. No, I'm in the game, so I gotta make my name. Try many times I'll fail. Every time that I fail, that's the time I prevail. Can't go to jail like a hotel. Shout out to the thugs that wanna get bail. Tell them motivate like Jonah in the whale. Never stop praying cause Jesus bear the nail. Already get your rap from my head to his tail. So we'll make it number one on the beat. Gonna keep on the beat. Because when I eat, then anything to feed. Can't trust nobody, I don't shouldn't just eat. Never trust Dustin and never just breathe. So Lord, on my knees, I'm begging you, please. I got this gun, I'm ready to. You know, bring the flies, got the rubbish, bring the flies. London, I'll see you around, okay?
Man, that man say you gonna need a crane to carry this load.
Yo.
Yeah. Y'all vibing, man.
I do because
yeah, real talk.
But that was live from Montego Bay. That was an Underdog exclusive.
Exclusive freestyle, man. Real talk, man. Like I say, man, we had to definitely bring our guy on here to give him his flowers, man. You know, bring Vonte on here to go on. And, you know, like I say, bro, this is bigger than us, dog. It's a lot of emotion going on behind this podcast. And like I say, I'm trying to make sure everybody get on here. We all connect. We all give gems. We all enlighten each other. We embrace each other, put each other up on game. So this unity keep, you know, building strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the army starts within the mind. You feel me? You don't need a physical army. You need to be strategic, bro. So that's how we plan. But before we get you up out of here, man, like I say, man, we appreciate you taking time out to schedule the key with the Underdogs. But like we always do, man, it's like how we do it, man.
Man, before you leave, man, what does an underdog mean to you, or when you hear the word underdog?
Underdog is somebody that slept on, you feel me? That's what I feel like. An underdog is somebody that slept on, somebody that's like overlooked to where it's that like you gotta watch out for them underdogs, man. Those be the people with the most essence and most power to really change the world, you know? That's what an underdog is. An underdog is somebody that's like looked at that can't do nothing but can do everything, you feel me?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. A lot of folk, you know what I'm saying, they move off of popularity, bro. You know what I'm saying? Which is the popularity means that somebody's good at it because of the popularity, but that don't entail the true talent, bro. The people, like you say, the people that overlook, don't be the underdogs, but they just ain't so-called got a name behind them yet, or, you know.
Cause I look at myself as that, you feel me? Because like I said, man, I go in the room and I go in there extremely quiet. You feel me? Like, so I feel like you said, people live a popularity thing and they treat other people that's popular a certain type of way. So not too many people know me, but the right people know me. So I go around certain circles, and it's like some motherfuckers will probably act like who they are. But they're like, that's cool. But then like eventually you gonna know who the fuck I am, and you gonna act a little different. And you gonna, I mean, that's how you kind of like weed through the fake and the frauds and shit, man. It's like being an underdog. Because being a top dog, you got too many people on your line. You got too many people trying to like do what you do. Too many people trying to take your spot.
I'm
telling you, bro. I'd rather be the underdog. I'd rather be the nigga that slept on me. You feel me? You know, I look like I can't fight. You know, niggas been doing that shit to me my whole life.
Right.
So it's like, I was like, man, yeah, bro. That's it. That's the essence.
Oh, gang. Sure.
Yeah, man.
I really appreciate y'all having me on today, man.
No, big facts, man.
This is the first, but this ain't the last. You feel me?
Nah, man, but we got to make sure we get the exclusive, man. You know what I'm saying? So had to get you on the platform, man, and going and get these gems to these folk, man. Keep inspiring, keep motivating, keep putting the same energy you've been doing, man, and keep growing, dog. And I say, man, this season 2. Oh, go ahead, bro.
Nah, before we even get out of here, man, make sure y'all go follow the Underdawgs podcast on IG. Make sure you follow my man's Vonte right here on IG, man. Y'all want any logos, any work? Vonte's the man.
Yeah.
Get you right. And on top of that, make sure y'all go on all y'all streaming platforms and stream the Underdawgs EP. I promise, man. Y'all can love it.
Hey, man, organic music video out. Just search organic TLee Slide. This is the Underdog Podcast, episode 3. We are now on season 2. Hey, man, everybody keep prospering, keep knocking these goals out, man. We ain't got no time to be lazy, time to wait on nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't make no change if you ain't gonna do it for yourself. With that being said, man, we out of here. Gone.
I say.